This house right here, it was facing foreclosure and went under contract with a hedge fund buyer in just 24 hours. Most agents wouldn't even know that this home was available. I'm Ashley Sesteda, and I help Houston buyers and investors make smarter, more strategic real estate decisions every single day. And today, you're going to get an exclusive look inside a property that was headed for auction, and we're selling it off market. And we already found a buyer lightning fast. We're currently under contract with a hedge fund. And if you're thinking about moving to Houston or looking for your next investment, I get calls and emails every single day from people just like you. I help buyers and sellers with traditional on market transactions, but I'm also an investor agent and I work directly with Crown Point Real Estate Investment Group. And this is for sellers who need off market selling solutions. So, whether you're a seasoned investor, a first time home buyer, or somewhere in between, give me a call or shoot me a text. My number's on the screen. All of my contact details are in the description below. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move and a smarter investment here and around Houston. Okay, more often than not, you'd be surprised. I get asked, what is an off market sell? And all that really means is that it's not being listed publicly on the MLS. It's being sold just privately, usually to an investor, investment company, or something like a hedge fund, like in this scenario. Now, before you get all excited and think, okay, I'm going to do that, I'm going to call her right away. I'm going to sell my property off market. I don't want showings. I don't want it all public on the MLS. I'm going to stop you right there and just let you know that when you sell off market to an investor, an investment company, or an institution like a hedge fund, you are selling it for less than market value. Why would anyone do that? People do that when there is a big pain point or a stress situation, either in the home or with themselves personally. For example, the home, it could be something majorly structural like foundation or roof, and there is just no way that the home would actually pass for a traditional buyer on market who are using traditional funding and lending, like an FHA loan, for example. Another scenario would be something like huge financial stress, or maybe it's a little bit of both. The house needs a new roof, the foundation they know needs repairs and work done, and there's financial stress. They aren't able to repair those things before going on market, and maybe they just don't have the time because time is money. So in this scenario right here, this home is literally facing foreclosure. It was in pre-foreclosure, had an auction date coming up. Today is literally 420, auction date coming up May 5th. Crown Point Real Estate Investment Group was able to get a buyer solidified within 24 hours, because going into a situation where you are about to be in foreclosure is very, very time sensitive. A lot of times those people, if that's their scenario, if they waited too long, getting it on the market is not an option, especially if their home is not the most updated, best looking home on the market. This house needs cosmetic work. There's nothing structurally known at this time. I'm here today for the inspection with the hedge fund. They're getting all their inspections done today, but it does need a lot of cosmetic work. And there was previously a plumbing issue and a leak that caused some mold. So that has been remediated, and there's a certificate that goes along with that. Real Estate Investment Group has some great relationships with multiple hedge fund buyers. And I know sometimes people give hedge funds a bad rap. They think like, oh, they just go and buy all the properties. And that is not true, because there's a lot of properties that are just sitting on the market. And I bet some people wish a hedge fund would come give them an offer on their house. They do have a pick here buy box, but we're actually in a really nice neighborhood. We're in Spring, and we're in the Springs Champion neighborhood. This is a great neighborhood just for general home buyers, better school districts, but also it's a great place for rentals. This house in particular that we're going to walk is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And with a little bit of cosmetic love, this house will be a great rental for this particular buyer. I'm going to show you this house, show you around a little bit so you can see what I mean by just cosmetic work, and then just give you a little bit more information about this deal. Okay, so that gives you just a really good idea of what we're working with here. Obviously, the house needs some flooring and some paint and carpet and fix the hole in the wall, as you saw where that plumbing problem actually took place. But overall, as that might scare more traditional buyers, it doesn't scare investors as long as nothing crazy or like a surprise shows up on the inspection report that wasn't expected, which we're really not expecting that. The house in the because of the neighborhood, it being a 3-2, just very, very conservatively, the ARV or after rehab value would be somewhere between 315K to 320K. We left plenty of meat on the bone so that the investor who bought it would be able to walk with equity. I'm not going to talk exact numbers right now, just due to the fact that property still has to close and everything, but I will do a follow-up video and just talk about the success and the sale of the property. That just gives you a general overview of what, a lot of cosmetic work might look like. And then, of course, that being pre-foreclosure gives you an idea of why someone would want to sell their property quick, fast to a cash buyer, to a hedge fund, instead of going the traditional way and selling it on market for just full retail value. Sometimes it's got to happen quick, and sometimes there's just a lot of pain points. If you have questions, if you have a property that you're thinking about putting on market, but you're unsure of the amount of repairs it needs, I can always give you an obligation-free consultation and let you know. I will be so honest with you. If you're thinking you want to sell your property off market and I say, no, you should sell it on market, or vice versa, I will give you my honest opinion. You can always reach that number on the screen if you're an investor or traditional buyer. If you have questions about buying in any certain areas in Houston, that is my specialty. I can help you find your next best move in Houston or your next best investment. Reach out to that number on the screen, and I'd love to help you out. More details on how you can contact me and follow along are in the description below, and I will see you in the next video.